On February 16, 2013, my grandson, Damiean Wicks, was arrested on a crime he did not commit. When I went to Putnam County Jail, I was told that they picked him up because he knew someone that had been shot. I told him there was no reason to pick nobody up. I was told then they had a shell casing with his fingerprint on it. A month later, I was told that they had a signed statement and a video recording from the victim, Rontavious Crawford. I know none of this was true at the time of the shooting. He was at home and went to school the next morning. I hired an attorney by the name of Marty Thurman out of Madison, Georgia, to get a bond reduction. He scheduled one for the early part of the March. When I showed up in the courtroom, Marty Thurman whispered something into the attending deputy's ear. Then he called me in the back of the courtroom. They're telling me, belittling me, he was not going to ask for a bond reduction. He was not going to go up against his friends. He went on to say that the DA, the detective Alan Reed, Kent Lawrence, and the judge had all been his friends for over 20 years. And if they wanted Damiean Wicks in jail, which is my grandson, and then that's where he will be. And if I put in for a speedy trial, then he said, now just who you think that's going to be the jurors? All well-respected white people. And that has been all well-respected white people that has been their friends for more than 20 years. And his last words to me was, I can't do a damn thing about it. And then he told me to go home. So I went home, you know, devastated. I sent him a signature letter requesting my money back. I have not heard from Marty Thurman ever since that time. Then I went on, then he had no lawyer, so they appointed a public defender to him by the name of Butch Moore. At this time, we had put in for a speedy trial. On the day of the trial, when they called Damien's name, the DA said insufficient evidence. After 100 days going to court, each time insufficient evidence. The trial was set for the 4th time, and this time the public defender asked Damien if he would sign a waiver saying that he don't want a trial. Damien said, well, why would I want to do that? He said, no, I want a trial. Then the Butch Moore, he said, because we don't have no evidence to take you to court on. And Damien asked him, whose side are you on? They still did not have the trial. We went to court. They said insufficient evidence. I retained another lawyer by the name of Calvin McMullen. He got him out on a bond 180 days later. Still, no speedy trial was set after we had put it in for it. 15 months later, a trial was set. Still, no evidence on Damien. What they did do in court was prove him to be not guilty. Evidence showed that Kai Green, the getaway car driver, and her boyfriend Philip Calloway lured Rontavious out of the house and had plotted to kill him, only striking him once in the shoulder, and he was able to get away in the house. Say in the trial, they brought up their cell phones was proven that Kai Green and Philip Calloway was in the vicinity where Rontavious Crawford was living. Damiean Wicks' cell phone was nowhere activated where it was, and 5 other witnesses that took the stand that was there who stated that Philip Calloway had told them that he had shot Rontavious. Not only that, the weapon was taken off of Philip Calloway. In jail, Kai Green confessed in details on how Philip Calloway and her went to Rontavious Crawford's house to lure him out the house, and he had disguised himself on the side and trying to kill Rontavious and chasing him with the gun, but he was unsuccessful. Then Philip Calloway went on to work. He confessed to his supervisor and told him the same story Kai had confessed to. He told his supervisor that he had shot Fraud and was chasing after him, trying to get his cell phone from him, because that's the only thing that tied him and Kai with him. The victim, Rontavious Crawford, then took the stand. His statement was, I told y'all that I didn't know who shot me. It was too dark. Y'all know this long time ago. Then he told the DA, for all I know, that you could have been the one that shot me. So they dismissed him. With no evidence at all, the jurors went on break. The lawyer Calvin McMullen told the judge that that his client was in no way, they had no evidence on his client, Damiean Wicks, that it was the judge called to dismiss the case. The judge, in fact, should have dismissed this case, but this is what the judge says. The judge says, well, yes, it is my call. And since we got to pay the jurors anyway, we'll just let them go on and finish. Then Philip Calloway took the stand on the trial. Then the judge asked him, well, the DA asked him, did he know fraud? He replied, no. Then he asked him, did he tell any of these witnesses that he shot him? Philip Calloway sat on the stand and said, yes, I told these people this, but I don't remember if I shot him or not. I was so high on, what did he say, methamphetamine and crack that he don't remember none of the things that he had done, him and Kaya, but he's getting better there. And then there was, I don't mean to stop, but Philip was called to the stand. And then, after there was no more evidence to be drawn. They had nothing on Damiean. Everything was pointed to Kaya and Philip. The jurors went out the room, and after they went out the room, the jurors came in with a guilty verdict. The judge said, after they said guilty verdict, the judge went right on. This is what the judge says that I'm sentencing you right now. Do 40 years. Then he told him, and you ain't got nothing going on with your life, no way. And he says, and as for Rontavious, somebody's going to kill him in 3 weeks. Then he looked at Philip Calloway and told him to have a speedy recovery with no evidence at all, with nothing on Damiean Wicks at all. He is unlawful. He's in prison for something he did not do. They did not prove him guilty in court. In fact, they proved him innocent in court. Now, I'm pleading with the people. I went over there to find some help from Z103, and the lady told me that if I made a video, and it depended on how many likes that I get on this video, and if you hit like and comment justice for Damiean, that he will get a chance to get a free lawyer and a free hearing, and then he will be out of jail, because this is a case of sure railroading my grandson. When these two white kids are getting away scot-free after they went around bragging on, yeah, I shot this black kid, and why? They didn't even bring out why he shot him. The reason why he shot him, people said because he had bullied them through the year, and that day before the shooting, he had bullied them and took some of Philip Calloway's things that he had on. All this should have been brought out in the trial. Damiean was nowhere involved in the shooting or nothing. He is falsely accused in a crime that he did not do. So I'm asking the people to hit like. And the judge told him that he didn't have nothing going on in his life anyway. Yes, he did have something going on in his life. He has a 1-year-old daughter, and he has a son on the way, and he rather let these two white kids walk and send a black man to jail for something he didn't do. So all I asked for the people to do was hit like so Damiean can be at home before he was sentenced 40 years, and I want him home within 40 days. Thank you.